No clickbait. As you can see the videos on the screen, we'll play the story. Quick message. If you're into one night stands or you just like to hang out in the nightlife, I would urge you to stay until the end. No judgment here because it can happen to anybody. You know, you're feeling good at the moment, it happen to anybody. However, if you don't want to stay until the end, it's cool. All that I ask you to do is hit that like button before you leave. Just please hit the like button before you leave. And as always, for the people that like, share, comment on the videos, y'all the real MVPs. I appreciate y'all. Now let's get into this crazy story.
Tyra Chanel Crosby was born on August 28, 1997. She was said to be a nice person. She lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. Tyra was a fun person who enjoyed her life to the fullest. Happy, outgoing, and full of life. She might have been on the other side of the law sometimes in the past, but she put herself back in line according to her friends and family. Tyra was in a decent relationship with a young man who she posted on her social media account. She can be seen in some videos playing and dancing with the love of her life, enjoying the simple things of life. July 18, 2023, Tyra, who liked to step out sometimes, decided to go to a club, which isn't something bad in itself. Somewhere along the line during the night, she met with a man named Albert Alexander, age 50. They locked eyes and they spent a bit of time together, drinking, dancing and having a good time. After a couple of drinks, Albert invited Tyra to his home. They were all loved up, hand in hand heading to Albert's home. Unknown to Tyra, Albert was a happily married man who just wanted to play naughty that night.
Okay, pause. One thing, he was definitely not happily married. Number two, you got to be careful before you go into any one night stand and all that. I done all that, so I'm not judging. But be very careful. Y'all holier than thou people. None against y'all. We know God is first, but we got to talk to the people that's not there yet. So if you're not there yet and you still into this life, please get a hotel. Like, don't go to nobody's house. Of course, they have the option not to do it. They might not be strong enough just yet. We're trying to get them now, but definitely don't go to nobody's house, man. You don't know what you're walking into, and you don't know how they will react when they get there. Also, another thing too, if you do find yourself at somebody's house for some reason, you need to look around and read the room. Like, I'm pretty sure if this was a woman's house, it's gonna be family pictures up. Ain't no excuse for you sitting there hugged up with her. It's gonna be pictures of him and the kids, her and the kids. Like, you got to look around, you know what I'm saying? And most women got a feminine touch. They a little bit, you know, their house might be a little bit different looking than ours. So if you end up there, look around, and I always say leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once you see what's going on, get yourself up out of there. But we'll continue.
Albert was married to Stephanie, who had 5 kids from someone else. He was said to have taken the kids in and loved them unconditionally. He appeared to be a great stepfather to the 5 kids by Stephanie. When they got to Albert's home, which he shared with his wife named Stephanie Alexander, age 51, they continued from where they stopped in the club and proceeded to the bedroom. Unknown to Tyra that Albert's wife was at work, she felt at home with Albert and felt great. However, in the early hours of Tuesday morning, around 5 a.m., Stephanie stormed in to get the shock of her life. She found Tyra in her bed with her husband. After seeing her husband in bed with another woman, she blew up in anger and began.
Okay, we're going to pause right here for a second. Listen, if you so happen to walk into your home and see your spouse there with somebody else, I know the first thing you want to do is get heated and get active. But you got to think about your freedom. Now, you put yourself in a situation, it could get messy, and you're going to be judged by jurors. So as crazy as this may sound, I would say leave your own home. Yes, leave. Get somebody on the phone that's a voice of reason. Now, don't be calling your crazy cousin, you know what I'm saying? That's going to tell you, hey, man, we can go back over that. Now, get a voice of reason. Go to their home. Somebody that's going to help you calm down. Because when emotions are high, logic is low and you might do something crazy. And also, Mr. Albert, the man, I don't understand with him. You probably need to intervene. You're the reason why the young lady was there. So I don't know why he didn't intervene. And it's a mystery as to what he was doing when he was there, but we'll continue.
And assaulting Tyra. Tyra was tortured according to a voice note that was left for her mother, which was not shared to the public. The content of the voicemails suggested she was assaulted, tortured, and then shot after a long time. After all this was done, Stephanie picked up her phone to call 911. This is the conversation she had with 911.
My gun and I shot and she's not moving.
Tonight, a chilling 911 recording is revealing new details about a deadly shooting in Northwest Charlotte. CMPD says 51-year-old Stephanie Alexander called 911 after she shot a woman she found inside her house. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Morgan Fogarty.
And I'm Gary Bro. Police say Tyra Crosby was killed. At WCCB Charlotte's Trish Williford is live in East Charlotte for the story you'll only see on WCCB. Trish?
It was extremely difficult for Crosby's family to listen to that 911 call. And tonight they can't believe what they heard. It was 5:21 a.m. on July 18th when Charlotte Mecklenburg police were called to this home on Porter Street in Northwest Charlotte. Police say 51-year-old Stephanie Alexander called 911 to report she had just shot someone. This is a portion of that 911 recording.
Charlotte 911, do you need police, fire, or medic?
I need police. Somebody just been shot in my house. I came home and I had a woman in my house and I pulled out my gun and I shot and she's not moving.
CMPD says this woman, 25-year-old Tyra Crosby, was dead inside the home when detectives arrived.
Okay, how old is she?
I have no idea. I don't even know the woman. She's inside my house in the hallway on the floor.
Is she flat on her back?
No, she's on her stomach. I can try to move her on her back. My husband told me don't touch her. Oh God, what did I do? What did I do?
The Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department sent out personnel to her house, which she did own, by the way. Upon arriving at the house, she instructed them where Tyra was, and they found her laying on the ground, tortured and shot to death. Immediately, Stephanie, who was the homeowner of the property, was taken in for questioning as a prime suspect at the police headquarters. After the interview, Stephanie was charged with voluntary manslaughter.
Tyra Crosby's family told WCCB News she was invited to the home by Alexander's husband. In fact, according to them, they have an 8-minute recording of Crosby's final moments. They believe Crosby was beaten and shot. The family spoke to us after hearing the 911 call.
I'm angry. I'm upset that for her to go from one emotion to the next, you get on the 911 call and I have a call recorded on my phone where you're beating my child, and then you call 911 and you're emotionally crying and saying your life is over.
I feel like it's senseless. I feel like she didn't have a chance.
I came home and I had a woman in my house and I pulled out my gun and I shot and she's not moving.
Criminal defense attorney Mark Jatan is not an attorney on this case. We asked him to give us his expert opinion about the voluntary manslaughter charge against Alexander after listening to the 911 recording.
She's shaken beyond belief. You can hear that, you hear the things she's saying. It certainly seems to be the charge that you would assume is correct. Now, the tricky part is just because it's a heat of passion situation doesn't always mean manslaughter is the correct charge. Time is one of the main factors that we deal with as between manslaughter and murder, because time can equal premeditation.
The police interviewed her husband too, and he narrated what had happened. The cops took Stephanie into custody. She was taken to the Mecklenburg County Jail on Tuesday, July 18th around 6 a.m. And by 2 p.m. the same day, she had been released on a $250,000 bond, meaning she spent just 6 hours in there. This move really got Tyra's family upset. So, Tanya Hoskins, Tyra Crosby's mother, submitted the voicemail evidence to the CMPD. She let them know the charges should be upgraded because she felt like her daughter was killed.
Crosby's mom says she wants
you to know what really happened to her daughter. She was killed Tuesday morning on Porter Street in Northwest Charlotte. CMPD says Stephanie Alexander arrived home, found Crosby inside, and then shot her. Alexander is charged with voluntary manslaughter. WBTV's Cam Gaskins is live outside CMPD tonight. So, Cam, what did Crosby's mom tell you?
Yeah, Molly, she wanted us to know that her daughter, Tyra Crosby, was not an intruder in Alexander's home and was actually invited inside by Alexander's husband. And that's why she believes the charges deserve to be upgraded to first-degree murder. And that's why she wanted to make sure her daughter's story was shared tonight. It's all new at 11. Daughter's story was shared tonight. It's all new at 11.
So I'm here, simply here, begging and pleading for justice for my child.
Thursday night, Tanya Hoskins wanted to make sure that her daughter, Tyra Crosby, was not forgotten and that her full story was shared.
She was our angel, our flower, murdered unnecessarily, lured to a home, and brutally beaten and murdered.
According to CMPD, Stephanie Alexander returned home to her house on Porter Street in Northwest Charlotte early Tuesday morning and found Crosby inside before shooting and killing her. Crosby's mother says that Tyra was invited into that home by Alexander's husband and that her daughter did not know he was married or that he and his wife owned that home.
She was invited there. She did not just pop up there. She was not an intruder. She was invited there.
She also says that Crosby called her in her final hour and left a voicemail in which you can hear Alexander beating her before shooting her. According to Hoskins, it was a prolonged beating, and she's hopeful that this new evidence will elevate the charges against Alexander.
Because right now she's charged with the lowest form of murder. I want it up to first-degree murder.
Alexander was charged with voluntary manslaughter and booked into the Mecklenburg County Jail on Tuesday. Hours later, she was out on bond.
She murdered my daughter at 5 a.m. and she was out at 8 p.m. So that means that human life means nothing anymore.
For now, Hoskins says she'll wait for CMPD to investigate, but she won't let anyone forget.
I don't want the investigators to go away. I won't stop until there's another charge. And justice for my child.
She explained to them that on that tragic morning, in the middle of being assaulted, Tyra called her mom, Tanya, for help. Unfortunately, she didn't get through to her mother, as the call went straight to her voicemail. She claimed Tyra could be heard brutally assaulted before she was eventually shot and killed. She says a voicemail message captured her daughter's final moments. She claimed it was a setup by the husband to bring her daughter in so the wife can kill her. Tyra, who had past history with the law, was initially thought to have broken into the house, but that wasn't the case. On the 3rd of August, the Mecklenburg County grand jury eventually indicted Stephanie for a second-degree murder shooting of Tyra after taking a look at the voicemail evidence Tyra's mother submitted. Stephanie would be on trial for second-degree murder as opposed to voluntary manslaughter, which carried very little punishment. Her husband was not charged for anything, even though some believed he was the catalyst of the whole events.
All right, and there you have it. Hit the like button if you hadn't done so, and hype this video. Condolences to the mother. Very strong. The voicemail actually seems like it saved her. So although she's not here anymore, I'm glad that she was able to deliver that voicemail to her mom, because it looks like it was her saving grace. Condolences to all her loved ones, family, friends, exes. Condolences. You all stay strong. As I say, always get counseling and therapy if you need to. Like the video again if you hadn't done so. Hype the video, share the video if you hadn't done so. Now let's get into it. This guy, he's the center of the whole thing, and in my opinion, y'all have to let me know what y'all think, but it seems like to me they were gonna try to run a play. Like if they ain't have that voicemail, they were gonna make it look like she broke in or something like that. They were gonna try to run a play, but fortunately, moms had the evidence she needed, so they couldn't do it. Another thing y'all got to understand, if you are dealing with somebody that's married by chance, or if you know now, most of the time people gonna side with their spouse. That's why they say stay out of, people's relationships, marriage, because most of the time they're gonna side with their partner. This is somebody they're in the bed with every day, even if they don't like the person. They stay in the house with them every day. They got history, so you got to be careful with that. Secondly, again, my man, I don't know why he didn't intervene. Maybe he felt like You know, he was just trying to cover his own behind. Third thing, this is why I say y'all should leave. I know it's the heat of the moment. I know some of y'all gonna say y'all ain't leaving nowhere. This is my house. But listen, you see how wrong this went? Because again, when your emotions are high, your logic is low. So had she would have left and got on the phone with somebody that was a voice of reason, or went to the person's house that was a voice of reason, she'd probably still be free. Divorce the person if you don't like what happened, but she'll probably still be free. Now he finna be out here doing him, and she gonna be in the penitentiary, missing our kids, missing our family, and everything else. So you just got to think. And like I said, get on the phone with somebody that's a voice of reason before you crash out. Again, before you make decisions, think about everything that can go wrong. In this case, you know, I know club, late night, it's easier, free for him. He could have taken her, again, sorry for my holier than thou people, he could have taken her to the hotel if he wanted to. He could have. And so why would you take somebody back to somebody's house? And if you can't afford a hotel, then you probably shouldn't even be out here. You shouldn't be doing it anyway, but just in case you're up, you can't afford a hotel, then, you know what I'm saying, you need to work on getting yourself together. You wouldn't want somebody to take somebody back to your house and you catch them in there, you know, so. But anyways, condolences to the family again, man. It's very unfortunate. He free. Spouse is in prison for a long time. Mother suffering. Tyra is no longer here. And it was all avoidable, if you ask me. If you made it this far, drop a 100 in the comment section. Please like the video, hype the video, share the video. And go, if you enjoyed this video, go back and watch some of the other videos. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy those too. On that note, I am out. You all stay blessed. Peace.